When the pandemic started, Emma Jenkins' job at a Launceston joinery was one of the first to go.
Obviously things had just started going bad for businesses, so there wasn't hardly any jobs coming up and, things just weren't looking good. It was quite depressing.
After months of searching, Emma Jenkins is now back in full-time employment in the same industry.
And I love the job even more than the one that I lost.
Bureau of Statistics payroll data shows there's been a jobs rebound since the labour market low point of the pandemic.
About 64% of Tasmanians who lost their jobs during the first weeks of the shutdown had managed to get them back or find other jobs.
But other jurisdictions are faring better. Since mid-March, Tasmania has lost 4.1% of payroll jobs. That's worse than every other state and territory except Victoria.
Well, it could be because a higher proportion of Tasmanians are employed in sectors like tourism, which have been harder hit by ongoing restrictions.
Another factor could be that the data isn't adjusted for seasonal jobs like agriculture. It also doesn't show how many hours are being worked or whether the jobs are permanent.
Access to secure employment is absolutely critical as we move into the recovery phase from COVID-19.
For the 2 weeks to August 22nd, the biggest job gains were in administration, support services, healthcare and social assistance. And while women and young people initially experienced much greater job losses during the shutdown, the payroll data shows that since the low in April, those groups are no longer bearing the brunt. At the end of this month, the federal government will start weaning Australian businesses and employees off JobKeeper. There's concern that the lowered payments and eligibility changes may mean some businesses can't continue or need to shed some staff.
And the Tasmanian government needs to deliver on projects, not just in construction, but needs to be more creative and more innovative about their response to the economic struggles that the everyday Tasmanians are facing.
We have put the biggest support package together of any state. As a proportion of gross state product, Tasmania is way ahead of every other state and territory.
The unemployment picture will be clearer when labour force data is released next week. Ellen Coulter, ABC News.